I vote no. Okay, perfect. We're live. Let me pull up my example. Okay.
I just copied and pasted mine in the thing at the bottom. It looks like Benjamin's. Typing it out. Do you guys know if that article was only reading? Because that is the only thing that showed up on my iLearn.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I was surprised.
I know. He said that this week was a lot different, but that it was good. Like easier, you know?
Yeah.
So. Okay. Oops. I've learned to create a document so that I won't forget to copy and paste it. Because then I don't even remember what I say. So.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to look it up. I tried to look it up, but.
Yeah, it's once it's submitted, it's done for. So, okay, go ahead, Jeremy. You want to go ahead and just read yours out loud?
Yeah. So, so mine was about ambiguous bias. I think that's the way to say it, something like that. So my example is about Brolum's grocery store has a new job opening for the cashier position. John, who is here for his first semester at BYU Idaho, needs some extra money to pay for rent, so he applies to work at Brolum's. Jim, who has been at BYU Idaho for a few semesters now, has gotten to know quite a few acquaintances and actually knows Brolum's manager, Bob, fairly well. Bob receives both applications. Both look great. However, the difference is that Bob knows that Jim is hardworking from taking some math classes with him and knows nothing about John. Bob feels more inclined to hire Jim rather than Bob.
Awesome.
Bias rather than ambiguity.
What was that?
That seems a bit more like familiarity bias than ambiguity.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was a great example. I would be inclined to hire Jim too. Okay, so mine is my roommate Sam showed me a text from a guy she potentially wants to date. She doesn't want to tell him she's interested in him, even though she is. She thinks it's embarrassing and does not want to get rejected. I told her if she really liked him and wanted to form a relationship with him, she should tell him how she feels. I convinced her that the worst he could say was no. Sam agrees with my advice and texted him. Turns out that he likes her too and wants to move forward with their relationship. This is an example of approval. Even though Sam probably knew she should tell him her feelings deep down, it took me telling her to influence her to actually do it. So believing someone else's opinion more than your own to convince them to do something is what I got for the definition of approval.
And then mine, I didn't copy it down or anything, but it's all here. Essentially, it's a theater company that I worked with, and they gave preferable roles to those actors that had been with them for longer. So like I got there, and it was a youth theater, so age was kind of a factor. But when I got there, I was just as old and just as talented and just as some of their regular returning actors, but I got side characters while they got the leads and stuff. Until I chose with them and became more familiar with them. So
is that real life?
It's hard not to have familiarity bias, especially when you like the person you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like a person you're familiar with, it could still be biased by not hiring them. So
yeah. Okay.
So one of the questions I really like from the group part with the bullets is, can you think of a situation outside of auditing where there are lots of opportunities for bias? what could you do to change that situation? And one of the things that I thought of was like a sports team. Like, I don't know if you guys, in middle school they had dodgeball games and they would pick people, and the people that were usually most or least athletic were the last ones to be chosen. So I feel like that's definitely biased, like basing your teams off of players who are better than others, or there could be like, I don't know, people on a soccer team who are more popular, so people are wanting to have them on their team. I don't know, something like that. Not part
Yeah,
of
actually, that was actually my first thought, because that's a common example.
it. Which one? The
The
dodgeball?
dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. But true. Happen.
The first thing that popped into my mind was just the workplace in general. I mean, you already mentioned hiring.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bias, and there's always, oh, I want to take a day off here, but just like Sierra's example, like, I want to take a day off here, but I know I shouldn't. What do you think I should do? So, well, of course you shouldn't take a day off,
Mm-hmm.
You should work the hours that you would, and, it's that kind of thing. You need somebody else's opinion to tell you what to do. And, ambiguity, like, oh, the rules aren't totally clear, so maybe I'll just do the easy thing and get by rather than doing the right thing,
Yeah. And then I thought it was interesting as well in the article how it talks about even when people knew that they were more likely to be biased, they still were biased. I thought that was really interesting because, you'd think if they know, okay, you're going to be biased, so don't be biased, then they change their way of thinking. But I think it's definitely like ingrained in us, especially with, I don't know, court cases. Like, you definitely want to defend the person that you're prosecuting. Wait, that doesn't make sense. You want to be on the side of the person that you're with. Even, I don't know, I just watched the Netflix original series, O.J. Simpson versus the People, and it's so good. And it's just interesting that, like, O.J. Simpson's prosecutor said, or his lawyer said, after the trial, he didn't even know if, like, if OJ would tell him the sun would come up the next day, he wouldn't believe him. But yet he still fought for him, and even though he knew he was lying. And so I just thought that was interesting, like that kind of bias, which is, I guess, acceptable because you're, supposed to defend that person. But I thought it was interesting that even though they knew they were going to be biased, they still were. Change anything. So I guess we can go deeper into that. The question is, why do you think it's so difficult to overcome bias?
I think part of the very definition of bias is that it's something that's ingrained in us, it's like, and it's been learned over a long period of time, and it's something we're just so used to. It's almost like a habit, habits are hard to overcome. These pre-existing judgmental thoughts that it's part of our brains, I guess.
I agree. I think it's definitely ingrained in us. Same with, like, I don't know, some racism and sexism are, you just kind of have an opinion about it. And sometimes nothing somebody can say will change their mind. I think that coincides with biasm. Bias. Oh. So I guess we do the paragraph as a group, right?
Yeah.
Did we answer all these questions? Because there's
No, that's a few. Or sorry, to some of the following.
okay. Which questions do you guys think? I mean, we answered a couple of them, but can you think of lots of opportunities for bias? I like the question. Can you think of situations outside of auditing where there are lots of opportunities for bias, which we kind of talked about already? What could you do to change the situation?
I think that second part of the question is like, be that person who's not biased.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know if you think about it, like, do you remember who won in middle school dodgeball? No, unless it was like some huge tournament. But like, I could have stepped up and picked. Not that I was ever team captain, but had I been to not be biased, I could have been that one that just picked random people, not dependent on their skills or popularity or things like that.
Oh yeah, I feel like it can be contagious. Like if I see someone else that's kind of breaking free from the status quo, for lack of a better term, like I feel like I want to, join, what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I feel like part of the reason why, because like I'm thinking about like applying for jobs
Mm-hmm.
here. I'm not super close to graduating yet, but close enough to like start thinking about networking and stuff. And these days, like if you don't know someone like personally, or if they don't know anything about you, then it's way harder to get a job than someone that like knows the kind of like my example showed. And so I feel like we kind of have to do that because of other people doing that. So like in order to change the situation, we gotta do our best to find other ways to eliminate bias and like try to get to know, because there's ways. I mean, there's ways you can get to know managers and stuff without having, with the intent to apply for their job, but like without having any prior background with them. Like, to me, that shows a lot more skill and like, I don't know. If I was ever a boss, if I ever become like a manager, like I wouldn't just take into account like just knowing, someone because they're my friend to like be a reliable worker for my company. If, I mean, if they're hardworking, yeah, like, and if I know that for sure, then I'm more likely to hire them. But like, if someone comes up to me and like tries their best to show me, even though I have no prior background with them, but if they try their best to show me like what they have to offer, then that's a lot more impressive than just knowing a friend of a friend that I know is kind of hardworking.
Yeah, I think that. So that's an example of a girl that I worked with who was a manager. And she was about to hire one of her friends. Well, she wanted to interview one of her friends, and there really were no other like candidates, and so they had two other managers in the interview with her, and they made the final decision. So even though they were connected, it wasn't familiarity because the girl who knew her didn't choose her to hire her just because it was her friend. Like there were other opinions and other people ultimately made that decision. So I definitely think that there's a lot of ways around being biased. I know myself, I had 2 interviews with the position, and I think the reason was because it's for the urgent cares in this area. And so I think it's because they wanted to have like 2 different locations interview me to see if they like all liked me instead of just having the opinion of one person. So they had other people do it. But I got the job, so that's cool.
No, that's a good idea. I mean, having because I know some jobs, some companies, you just have like one hiring manager, but like
Right.
there are multiple people, uh, interviewing like that, like how they did for your job. Like
Right.
that definitely more the more people involved, the more that bias is less affect affects it in a way.
Right. I think that it could be biased if someone were to be like, let's say my first interview, they're like, oh, I really like this girl, so like, keep an eye on her. Or if they were to say like, ooh, I don't like her, but she's our best option, so you tell me. Like with that judgment right then, like meeting your roommate or like introducing someone, you could be like, oh, this is my roommate. She's not very nice, and then that person automatically is like biased towards them because of another's opinion. So it could go both ways.
That's
Hey, heads up, I'm at about 5% battery, so if I just suddenly drop off the earth, I'm sorry.
Oh no. I heard you typing. Are you typing up the paragraph?
Yeah, scroll on down. That's what I got so far.
Okay. What do you mean by thoughts go unchecked?
Um,
How's it going? Like we don't.
that means we thought and then we just don't think about it twice. It's, oh, here's impression of this guy, and we never think about it again. We never rethink our initial preconceptions, I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um. Oops, sorry. Kinda. There we go. I'm almost done. Jen. Perfect. just added my 2 cents at the end there.
If you don't mind here.
That's actually one word.
Okay.
No hyphen. It's its own word. Sweet. Well, Ben, do you want to go ahead and turn this in, or do you want me to? Actually, I will, because, oh, well, your phone's going to die, right? I don't know if you're
and you have
checking on your phone, but.
the link to our video too.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because we don't have to do the normal. Let's see.
I think we still have to write down the link to our video, but
Yeah, it just says have one member submit your paragraph here. But I'll go ahead and do that and just put the video on the how do you say?
And then
The group page. And I'll attach it to this, I guess, this paragraph, so he knows.
Yeah, I think usually besides our example, we just have the names who participated and then their link at the top.
Yep.
So I think if you just do those 2 and then copy and maybe, I mean, I'm guessing all the rest of our group assignments will go back to normal, but
Right.
Maybe if you just do it on another document, if you'd be able to, then we can.
I figured you could copy and paste this into a Word document and then add the link to our video and then just submit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, or I could just copy and paste the paragraph and just add our names in the link. That way you don't have to attach a document. Because I think it's just like I don't know if I haven't opened it yet, but I think it might just be, you know, the text box, how we like submit our own individual submissions. Could just be like that. So,
Yeah.
Well, great. This was short and sweet.
Yeah, awesome. Good job.
That was an easy one this week.
Yeah, luckily. Midterms. All the other classes,
I mean, it was
so it's nice to get a break from this one. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Have a good rest of your week. We'll see ya.
All right,
All
thanks.
right.
You guys too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, goodbye.